Okay, here we go. Can you hear me? So this is our moment to talk about something that we've had tonight. I've opted to demonstrate the skewers, which is pretty straightforward, isn't it? But one of the products that we said we'd feature is and it's coming up on the screen as well, but here is our Bean Supreme Firm Tofu. Now normally when I've talked about tofu, I've shown you some stuff that we buy from the Asian shops. You get 8 blocks in an ice cream container, and that's all very good. But it won't work for skewers. So we knew we needed to have some firmer tofu. And actually, we were at a barbecue a couple of weeks ago, and that's where I got the idea from. I thought, oh, that's great tofu. Which are you using? And they said Bean Supreme. Then Deborah on the job, we got shipped down a carton load of this, which is long life. It runs out around March, so that's ideal, and it's firm, it sticks. So tell us, Gina, a little bit about the food value in soy or tofu.
Well, a lot of people are a bit scared of tofu and soy products because there's a lot of talk about it being GMO, and a lot of soy products are GMO, but most of the GMO soy products actually goes to stock feed, to animals, and some still does come in the human food chain. But you can still buy non-GMO soy products, and they've usually plastered that all over the packaging because they want to make sure that you know that's a good selling point. So it's usually very, very easy to find non-GMO soy products. Another thing that people worry about with soy products is that it's got estrogen in it, but it's actually got phytoestrogen in it, and that's nowhere near as impacting on our body as estrogen is on our body. So that's it's not really something to be worried about as far as I can understand. And this is something I've read on the Harvard University website, so I would suggest it's quite accurate.
Can I just say that there are 2 schools of thought out there, and one is negative on soy and the other one's positive, and that you can get the experts on both sides of the argument, just like you can on just about everything else. But the experts that we honour and follow, and who have pioneered a lot of the programs we promote here, are saying you're safe, you're totally safe. It's a very good food. There's 1/3 of the world, like at the Asian world, have been living on soy for years and years and years.
And it's worth
without
mentioning
complication.
On that point, it's worth mentioning that some of the longest living people on the world eat a lot of tofu, the people from Japan.
The Okinawans.
That's right, from Okinawa. Yeah. They eat a lot of tofu, and not only do they live for a long, a lot of them have a long lifespan, but they also have very little cancer. So, the thing that it's linked with cancer is, well, it doesn't match up with certainly what happens there. But also another thing that some people worry about with tofu is that it can be problematic for the thyroid. And there is 2 schools of thought on that, and it's a little bit more clear that there could be issues with it. And so the recommendation is, if there is a thyroid issue that you have, it's better to go easy on tofu. Don't overdose on it.
Thank you, Gina. Is that nutritional value you're going to talk about?
Okay, so nutritional value, it's a complete protein. It's got all the 9 essential amino acids, so no problem there. If you eat tofu, you've got all your proteins, no problem at all. It's got lots of B vitamin, the B vitamin group, which is a little bit harder to find on a vegan diet, but So,
and the B vitamins help to level us emotionally, so it's good that we have B vitamins. If you're in high stress, you need lots of B vitamins. So this is one good source of B vitamin.
That's right. Yep. And also iron. It's got good sources of iron in it, which is, again, a little bit tricky on a vegan diet, but tofu's got good levels of iron, so for that's another good reason to have it. Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. So have we scanned the list? We really wanted to promote it before we demonstrated it. So
very low in fat, so that's all good, and also good for managing weight loss. Tofu is apparently it metabolises well in our bodies, so that's always something that we all need to be watching in our Western world. There's one other thing I wanted to mention. Oh, that's right, and it's linked to healthier cholesterol as well. So there's lots of good reasons to use tofu.
So anyway, the sausages. So here's one here. Gina, you might want to read the back of that for us. Some of you were asking, what's in these sausages?
So it's made by Bean Supreme. So can anyone tell me what might be the main ingredient? Very good. So it's got tofu is actually, which is made from soybeans, is the main ingredient. It's got onion powder, water. They've got gluten in them, but obviously we had the gluten-free ones. It's got a few things to help make the thing stick together. It's got gelling agents made from plant fibre. It's got, and carob seed. Wow, that's interesting. It's got some wheat fibre in it, potato starch, yeast, sugar. It's got a wee bit of sugar in it. Caramelised sugar, black pepper, oregano, and rosemary, and a bit of sage.
And the gluten-free, we've got the packets up here, so you can certainly come and scan, decide whether you want to add those to your menu maybe once a week. When you feel like having a barbie, you can have a barbie and enjoy a sausage without it being full of meat with its problems.
And on that front, I did try a sausage. And I tried a second one,
Gina,
so it can't have been too bad.
Yeah, so Gina ate 2 sausages, which tells us that it wasn't too bad. All right,
no, they're quite nice, actually.
The skewers you had tonight were bamboo, and so the recommendation is, because they were cooked in the oven, and actually it would work the same for the barbecue, is that you need to soak them in water for about 20 minutes. And then,
skewers, that
the
is.
skewers.
Yeah.
Now, I've got metal ones, and my husband, who, I don't know, he seems to buy all the appliances we have in the kitchen. When he came home with this, this is an air fryer. When he came home with this a couple of weeks ago, I said to him, well, so when's the new kitchen coming? Because I haven't got room for all these appliances.
It's quite big, isn't it?
Anyway, I said, oh no, look, it'll fit in here, and moved a few things around, and it fits in there. So anyway, I'm going to show you how we do them, which we've just had a play with them on Friday night to trial what we were going to introduce to you tonight. So, and it worked. So the tofu is, it's done in a marinade, which is, you've probably already noticed. Are you familiar with the Shiro miso? Yes? So anyway, I have marinated the tofu overnight, but the recipe says for 1 hour. You can marinate for 1 hour. I say the longer you leave it, the better it is. So if you can do it overnight, great. But if you're in a rush or someone's coming for tea and you've got 5 minutes to sort it out, you've got an hour, soak it. And then, so I've done the miso paste, a little bit of tamari, a little bit of oil and water. And that's basically, and garlic, crushed garlic, yeah. So the first thing we did on our skewers today was a bit of red onion. So
and to make it look nice, you put the red bit in first, not the other way around.
The red bit first. So I'm using metal skewers today because I'll show you shortly what we're doing. So then we did some mushroom, which we've run out of. So I'll do a capsicum, and I should have had these out first. Oh, sorry. That's right. Thank you, capsicum. And a courgette. Gina's correcting my English. I was calling them courgettes earlier in the day. Do you want to take those off? So anyway, here's the tofu already marinated, and it just fits on beautifully. So then we'll do a bit of capsicum. Thank you.
It's quite nice when you're making a kebab to make the colours, don't put 2 red things beside each other or 2 white things beside each other.
We had a practice run.
Yeah.
So yeah, just to get
vary your colours so it looks pretty.
Get a bit
we
exciting.
Eat with our eyes.
A bit of cherry tomato here, a bit more tofu. Look, it's quite fun. And actually, I had the idea that I was going to do all these yesterday. And then I realised if I was going to the family picnic, I couldn't do them yesterday. And Gina said, oh, maybe they'll be better fresher today. So 200 skewers later today with the team who worked hard all day, we were done. Yeah, but it took a lot longer than what I thought it would take. So
it's quite nice to end with a cherry tomato on the end. So you've got a nice roundy end.
So we've got the tomato on the end. So there we go. You've already eaten them with a bit of satay sauce. I don't know what you thought about that. What did you think? Enjoy?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I could eat these till the cows came home, I think. And actually they're quite, I'll have to use my apron for my hand. Right, so I'm going to move this over here, and we'll move that there, and we'll get rid of these now that you've seen them. Now here's the air fryer, which has actually got its menu. I want to show you the front, but I'm going to turn it round. So it's got a menu, and it works really easily, and it's not rocket science, although initially I thought it was, but it's not.
Well, it is really. I mean, the average person couldn't make one of those, could they?
But I mean, if you've got the Barbie, then that's all you need to do. But to stop the skewers burning, that's the plan with soaking them in water first, unless you're using metal skewers, and then it won't matter. So on the barbie, but anyway, in here, so I've already done some up. So it just, oops. So can you see?
It's like a rotisserie.
So we'll just stick those on, and then they take 15 minutes in the air fryer. Now the benefit of air frying, who likes fries? Chips. Yeah, well guess what? You can do those with about a teaspoon of oil, and they're absolutely fabulous. A little bit of oil, and they cook away in 25 minutes, you've got great fries. So yeah, just keeping your oil content down and keeping your veins healthy and happy. I'm going to just erect this and turn it on, and you can watch it while you're having your dessert. I think our dessert's going to be coming up shortly. We'll move that out of the way, and we're probably in the way of, I don't know, oh yeah, you can still see. So there's a wee bit of an art with putting them on, but they're great to get off, which we'll show you once they're done. Whoops. Just to, yeah, that just fits in there, and then the whole thing just turns on a rotisserie. There we go. So that other one. Okay. We are just about in for business. So it basically does a dozen. So great if you're just having a small dinner party, or you could do 2 batches and keep them warm. Like we actually cooked that first batch of skewers probably around 4 o'clock this afternoon. And they kept nicely in the oven, just on warm. So yeah, I love to just have them fresh for you all, but I don't think they were too bad, were they? Did you notice? No. So so you can cook them, do a few batches if you've got a few people coming, and enjoy your air fryer if you want to invest. This one costs us $500, but I think there are cheaper ones out there, but probably that don't do as much as this one does. So I'm going to turn it on, but you don't need to watch me doing that. Food's coming out, chit chat away until and enjoy your dessert. And then Gordon has a little health bite for us after dessert. Okay, thanks guys.